A month after the passing of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa, details of their wills have surfaced, shedding light on the distribution of the late Oscar-winning actor's $80 million fortune. Hackman, who died at 95, left his estate to his wife Betsy, 65, who was named as the successor trustee of his trust. However, it remains unclear if his three children from his previous marriage, Christopher Allen, 65, Leslie Ann, 58, and Elizabeth Jean, 62, were included in the will. The potential exclusion of his children has sparked speculation about a legal dispute over the inheritance. Legal experts have pointed out that if Hackman had passed first, with Betsy surviving him, there might have been intense conflict among his children regarding the estate. Betsy's will outlines that her assets will be placed in a trust for charitable organizations and the payment of outstanding medical expenses. Hackman, who had been battling Alzheimer's, signed his most recent will on June 7, 2005, though the exact timeline of his diagnosis remains unknown. Authorities in Santa Fe, New Mexico, released details regarding the couple's deaths, which occurred in separate rooms of their home. Arakawa passed away around February 11 due to a rare virus transmitted by rodents, while Hackman likely succumbed to heart disease on February 18. Julia Peters has been appointed as the executor of both wills, but without a copy of the trust, it remains uncertain how the estates will be divided. Hackman initially created the Gebe Revocable Trust but amended it in 1994 to make Betsy the successor trustee, a change implemented in 1995. Later, another amendment designated the Avalon Trust as the successor trustee. The previous trust agreement might have included his children as beneficiaries before Betsy's appointment, making this an essential document in determining their entitlements. Christopher Allen, Hackman's son, has hired Andrew M. Katzenstein, a well-regarded trust and estate attorney, which has raised further questions. Experts believe this move signals an intent to contest or protect his interests in the estate. Observers have noted that the absence of legal representation for Hackman's daughters suggests potential complications. If any portion of the estate is allocated to Hackman's children, it will be managed under the Avalon Trust. Betsy's will stipulates that if her husband did not outlive her, the remainder of her estate would be entrusted to a representative to establish a charitable trust. The document further specifies that all legally enforceable debts should be settled promptly. Regarding personal belongings such as furniture, jewelry, and artwork, she mentioned the possibility of leaving a separate list for their distribution. Hackman's Hollywood career had once caused significant strain in his personal life. His marriage to Faye Maltese ended in divorce, and he became somewhat distant from his children while they were growing up. He later admitted to losing touch with Christopher during his formative years, acknowledging that he was absent when his son needed guidance. While he maintained some connection with Leslie and Elizabeth, appearing with them at various Hollywood events, he recognized the difficulties they faced living under the shadow of his success. After marrying Betsy in 1991, Hackman worked toward mending his relationships with his children. Betsy encouraged him to reconnect with them and invite them, along with their grandchildren, to their home in Santa Fe. By the end of his life, Hackman was reportedly close to his children and their families, though he had not seen Leslie for several months before his passing. Authorities found Betsy in the bathroom, accompanied by one of their 3 dogs, which was deceased inside a crate. Findings from the New Mexico Office of the Medical Investigator and Santa Fe Sheriff's Office have helped answer lingering questions about their deaths. The division of their assets, including their $3.8 million Santa Fe home, could be influenced by these findings. Since Betsy had no children, this could impact any potential inheritance for Hackman's offspring. An essential factor in estate distribution is the timing of their deaths. Under New Mexico law, if 2 individuals die within 120 hours of each other, their estates are handled as simultaneous deaths. This could have influenced the distribution of their wealth. However, investigators determined that Hackman lived for 7 days after Betsy, based on pacemaker data. Consequently, his estate will be distributed independently, potentially affecting the share his children receive. Legal professionals highlight that New Mexico has a legal presumption where an individual must survive at least 5 days to inherit under standard wills. The timeline of events suggests that Hackman's estate is likely to be divided among beneficiaries other than Betsy. Further complexities could arise depending on prenuptial or postnuptial agreements, recent amendments to legal documents, and any claims from potential beneficiaries. Questions have also emerged regarding the legitimacy of Hackman's will, particularly given his Alzheimer's diagnosis. Any recent modifications to his estate plan could be scrutinized. A challenge to the will could be more likely if substantial changes were made while his cognitive abilities were declining. Experts caution that while a recent will does not automatically make it invalid, it opens the door for legal disputes, especially if it significantly alters previous provisions. There is a possibility of prolonged legal proceedings, as New Mexico law allows family members up to 3 years to file a probate case. As of now, Hackman's daughters and granddaughter Annie have expressed their grief in a statement, remembering him as a beloved father and grandfather rather than just an esteemed Hollywood figure. Leslie, who was reportedly the closest to him, admitted they had not spoken in the months leading to his death. While Sheriff Adam Mendoza believes the current investigation has clarified most details, the case remains open until all uncertainties are addressed. Authorities are awaiting further evidence, including phone records and the results of an autopsy on the deceased dog found in the couple's home. According to a search warrant, detectives retrieved 2 cell phones, which may provide further insight into the final days of Hackman and Arakawa. The couple met in the 1980s at a California gym and relocated to Santa Fe before marrying in 1991. They were known for their involvement in the city's art and culinary circles. As Hackman's health declined, they lived a reclusive lifestyle. Investigators found no signs of foul play, though Arakawa's cause of death was determined to be hantavirus, a rare and often fatal illness transmitted through rodent droppings. The disease, which affects the lungs and heart, is most commonly found in the western United States. Authorities believe she may have contracted the virus while cleaning an area contaminated by rodents. One of their 3 dogs, Zinna, was discovered dead in the same room as Arakawa. The dog had been picked up from a veterinarian 2 days before Betsy's death, leading investigators to suspect it may have died from starvation inside its crate. The couple's 2 other dogs, Bear and Nikita, were found alive and wandering around the property. Hackman's body was found in a mudroom near the kitchen, with his sunglasses and cane nearby, indicating he may have collapsed. Initial speculation suggested carbon monoxide poisoning, but toxicology results ruled this out. Throughout his career, Hackman captivated audiences with performances in over 80 films. He received an Oscar nomination for his breakout role in 1967's Bonnie and Clyde and won 2 Academy Awards for The French Connection and Unforgiven. In later years, he withdrew from public life, choosing a quieter existence away from Hollywood's spotlight. Though the investigation is nearing completion, authorities are determined to resolve any remaining uncertainties. The estate's legal proceedings could extend for years as Hackman's heirs navigate potential disputes over his fortune. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.